trying to figure out the word. It's when you spend your whole entire life taking care of other people, it's this, and you're young, and that's the thing, is like, you're healthy, and like everybody looks at you and you're like, you look amazing, you look great, there's no way that you have cancer or something wrong. And I remember calling my friends and my mom while I'm waiting there in the emergency room, and they kept on saying like, nope, it's fine, it's gonna be okay. And like I knew in my gut like something was wrong.
I was diagnosed officially February 1st of 2016, and I actually moved back from Guatemala in June of 2015, not knowing I had any health issues. I probably already had stuff growing when I was down there. It was giant. And I had a friend who had a baby around the same time, and it made other people uncomfortable, but we thought it was funny that we would joke that my tumor was bigger than her baby, because it was.
As a caretaker, not only having family that's experienced cancer and taking care of them, but also obviously oncology patients and in patients in intensive care, is that not to be a martyr, but you do become a very selfless person. You do not really have time to think about yourself or your health or your strength. You're constantly focusing on other people.
Sometimes I find myself surprised at how quickly I can be dismissed. Like, I know I have metastatic breast cancer. I got it in my 20s, and the trajectory is not amazing, but knowing that I'm always shocked when I hear people around me kind of say things like, well, I mean, I know you won't be around in 15 years anyway. And I'm just like, or like, when I saw your tumor, I was like, well, didn't get to say goodbye, she's dead. And things like that, I mean, no one's gone until they're gone.
We're meeting a group from First Ascents. They're here to climb our Cloud Ladder route, which is considered by many to be one of the steepest and most challenging Via Ferrata climbs in North America.
We've been big fans of First Ascents for years, and we love their mission of taking young adults out on these adventures in order to find healing and to inspire others that are going through a similar story. And that's exactly what we were hoping for this Via Ferrata climb. I'm an implant to America. I was born and raised in Southern Africa, and I lived on the West Coast for about 8 years of my life, and my family moved to Colorado Springs, and I ended up following them. We did actually come over as political asylees. My dad was involved in politics. We were under the longest running dictatorship known to mankind. Robert Mugabe was pretty brutal with Zimbabwe. My dad decided to join an underground militia group. One of his employees ended up joining the Zimbabwe militia and reported us. And I would say growing up outdoors, being outdoors was a huge part of my life. I still try to be as outdoorsy as possible. I was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer at 29. I had to go through a lot of different treatments. I chose to seek treatment at MD Anderson in Houston, so I never got a chance to really build and establish connections with people around me there. I mean, being a young adult survivor, for me, you have to go out of your way to find others like me. I'm always the support person at a hospital. Sometimes people approach me and ask me if I'm the doctor. I am never the patient. And once I am, the attitude is a little different because I find myself to be decades younger than the average at breast cancer centers. And so there's not really a connection. It's just like, oh, sweetie. And so, yeah, it means a lot to me to actually be vulnerable and know for a fact I'm going to be surrounded by my own peers. It doesn't matter what we individually are facing, but we know about cancer and a terminal disease, and we're in a safe environment and it's completely free. I mean, there's just so many benefits to it.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, again.
Again.
You just show up in the random spots.
So self-care is not my strong suit. I would much rather give for someone else to have an amazing experience, but this time, like the last time, I have to be focused on myself, my performance, what I can do, and anytime I can be forced to be in that mindset, it's super therapeutic for me. And so I'm just looking forward to that moment of, you are a badass, you did that. That's something people travel here to do, you did it. And you have metastatic breast cancer, and you're about to go have another surgery, and all these other things. So it's a way to force me to pat myself on the back, and that's what I need right now.
Via Ferrata is Italian for Iron Way. In simple terms, we've built a course, a path, a way up the side of this vertical rock face. The first descent participants will clip into steel galvanized rungs that we've installed to help them with their handholds and footholds. Along the way, they'll be able to stop, look out at the view, pause, and reflect on the experience they are having as they continue their ascent. But thinking about the resilience of these young people and what they've already been through in their lives, there's no question they got this.
I'm wanting myself to be easy on myself. And so if I need to take a moment to squeeze in a crevice and cry and hyperventilate, then that's okay. If I'm gonna turn around and keep smashing it out. So I'm just gonna use my little trick of not thinking about it until I'm up there and I'm like, oh shit, I have to do this now. We're here.
I think the group's doing really, really well. Some people are definitely challenged more than others. Some people are definitely at their comfort level limit with the exposure, with the intensity of what they're doing. But overall, this group is doing fantastic.
think as soon as we started climbing, I was like, oh, okay, this is definitely exposed and this is definitely vertical and this is very high up. But I think it's just that whole like pushing through and realizing that like, wow, I'm really actually capable of doing it, and just having a really good support system of people around you that are really encouraging and really kind of help you step by step through it. And then you get to the top and it's incredible and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that.
It was challenging, it was invigorating, and I think I was so focused on worrying about other people's comfort that I didn't have a whole lot of chance to worry about my own, so I wasn't ever too nervous or anything, and just had a great time.
I feel very connected to mountains and rock and all of those things, so it's more of a place of like solace and peace. Enjoying the space, being grateful that the weather was okay and not treacherous rain like it looked like it was going to be forecasted. So, you know, sometimes things work out the way that you want them to, and sometimes they don't, but that's kind of part of like being at the mercy of, you know, Mother Nature. You don't know what you're gonna get, and today was like a really beautiful day.
Well, I made it. It's a very overwhelming experience.
Good.
Yeah, just because I'm fighting with my body, and then I'm doubting myself, and I feel like I can't push myself up, and then you do, and then I'm like proud of myself, and it's that little wave. I've never done this before, so proud. I feel proud. Let's go on. Home sweet home. So tomorrow I'm having some reconstructive surgery happening, basically to both my breasts, and fat grafting on all of my body. It's a 3-part surgery. My body is rejecting the implant on my non-cancerous breast, and so we'll have to pull that out, take all of the lipo that's been done on my body and inject that fat into my breast. And then on the reconstructed side, we took a big chunk of my abdomen, cut it up, shortened it, and made it into a new breast for me, which is right now about that big and flat, and we need to make much smaller and round. Unfortunately, on the non-cancerous side, because it just doesn't seem to want to hold an implant, what is making sense to me now is that if I do have to undergo another revision, I would rather just go flat. Hi guys, so I'm back home from having surgery, and I'm in a lot of pain, and I keep wondering why I have to keep doing this just to look normal. And I'm just feeling really over it. That's it for now. I'm already thinking about what's next. Once I do this, then what? Should I go to the West Coast and like ocean canoe, or should I go to a rainforest? Like, can I go on Naked and Afraid? Are they going to allow us to take medication? If we have to take medication every day, please, because I will totally do it. So yeah.